I believe in my heart. That's why I always tell y'all I love you all, because some of you all are going to be doctors. Some of you all are going to be lawyers. Some of you all are going to be prominent people. But you got to prepare for it. And preparing for it means you got to listen and understand what's going on around you.
What brought me into this field was the kids and myself loving the fact that I am a policeman. I made a commitment to policing years ago, and I said in my interview that I would promise that I would give something back to my community. Basically what I do is try to relay information to young people to help them make good, just decisions and remove emotionalism out of the decision making that they make while I'm here.
You don't have to prove to nobody how tough you are. Which one is the most dangerous person? One that yaps off at the mouth or one that decides? It doesn't mean that you're a punk because you say I ain't dealing with it. It means that you're using wisdom. If you got a right to remain silent, keep your mouth closed. You have parents that can deal with that. Don't go up there, man, I know my rights, man. I know my rights. Yeah, I know my rights. What do you think gonna happen? You can't challenge them on the street.
I think one of the things that we do wrong is, number one, we don't know the law. Number two, we assume we know the law. And that emotionalism comes out in anger because we don't know how to deal with situations rationally.
If you ask your address, give them your address. Nothing wrong with that. But always be cautious of what you're doing.
When you're confronted with an officer, you can basically get the vibe of what type of officer you're dealing with. But I think if you let him lead the questions and answers, then you'll know what answer to give him. But I wouldn't automatically open my mouth and say, what you being stopped for, what am I being stopped for? You know, I would finish the conversation with him leading. And at the end of the conversation, when he says, okay, you're free to go, I would ask, so may I ask, why am I being stopped? But to have a confrontation with him on the street, I think it's going to be a losing battle. Young kids tell me that, hey, it was a good sermon that you said, or, I can run into them years later and they can tell me, hey, I remember what you said, I'm doing all right, To me, seeing them years later in the land of the living, that's a plus within itself.